Hi everyone, Scott Hansen with you, and this is the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Lots to get to. We'll begin in Denver. The Broncos at home to take on the Buffalo Bills. And it's the Denver defense that steps up on this play. They force the interception. They've got room. They're taking it all the way. Pick six for the touchdown. The Broncos will live to fight another week. They're moving on to the divisional round. Next, it's the Windy City. We'll check in on the Bears. They're hosting the Detroit Lions. And here's the Bears wideout. He's going to bring this one in, and away he goes. Mark it down as a 65-yard touchdown catch. The Bears will live to fight another week. They're moving on to the divisional round. One more to show you real quick. We go to Houston. It's the Texans taking on the Jets. And here is the running back. Footwork, agility, speed, power, a brilliant run for the touchdown. The Texans will live to fight another week. They're moving on to the divisional round. One round is complete. We're down to 8 teams remaining with a chance to lift the Vince Lombardi Trophy. I'm Scott Hansen. We'll see you next week in the divisional round.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Atlanta, Georgia, where Freddie Falcon soars from the rafters inside the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys, winners a week ago in that 4-5 matchup, looking to carry that momentum over to the divisional round. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys fresh coming off the bye, ready to prove they are the team to beat in the conference. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And it's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now, somehow he was able to sidestep that first tackler, but still hit and taken down behind the line.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. As you can see, they're not operating at full health today, partner. That's been a big story the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line, their record is solid, and you know that this is still a very dangerous team, even with those guys missing.
What they have shown us throughout this season is that this team has stayed focused, and some injuries, they're just not going to derail the momentum they built up all season long. They continue to go out there and play and give their best performances.
Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there. 33 yards. And the Falcons are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you got the crowd involved, fully on their side in this.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Okay, ready?
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you want, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
We'll get this out to about the 44.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Back to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Through the middle of the field. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 49 yards. And the Falcons take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Offense out there for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2nd and 10. They'll hand off looking right. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 51 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. 3rd and 3.
Let's go now.
They're going to look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Now back to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 40 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's got his man in the crossing route. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 29-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. Could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Looking to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 8 yards out. And the Falcons continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Here we go.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. An anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So halftime now here on Sunday night prime time. Let's get it to Scott Hanson in Orlando with our halftime report.
Our trip across the NFL starts now. In Glendale, the Cardinals at home to take on the Chicago Bears. Okay, Brandon, thank you. One half of football to be played here in the divisional round. In 2 more quarters, we'll know the championship game matchups. Let's take a look at what's happened so far. And here's the Bears wideout. He's going to find an opening down the field and pull this one in. 58 yards for the score. From there, it's on to Cincinnati, checking in on the Bengals as they host the Denver Broncos. And this is the Broncos quarterback. He's got nobody open, so he'll just hot-foot it himself. 7 yards for the touchdown. Got one more to show you right now. Let's go to Foxborough. It's the Patriots taking on the Houston Texans. And this is the running back for the home team. He gets it, he finds some field, and he's going to leave everyone in his wake. He's gone. The Pats use that bye week to their advantage. They'll get another home game next week in their quest for the Super Bowl. And here's a look at the current playoff bracket in the NFL playoffs. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the running a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working, but they run it more effectively and make it even bigger plays in the passing game.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 91 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Falcons continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 3rd down, he'll drop the throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fielded just inside the 30. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first. We are in the 4th and final quarter as the offense will have the football starting this drive 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Dancing away at the 30. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll try to take some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He'll try to pick it up himself. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got them this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Let's go.
Back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now we get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So in Saints territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Over the middle, it's complete. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead.
So, my man, Another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. The Falcons are moving on. Congratulations to them. Thanks for watching, and so long, everybody. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.
Hi everyone, Scott Hansen with you, and this is the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Some big games to get to. We go to Atlanta. The Falcons at home to take on the New Orleans Saints. And this is the running back. He's so good working down the field, hauls this one in stride. It's a 48-yard touchdown. The Falcons are on to the NFC Championship game. They get it done here in the divisional round. Next up, let's go out to Glendale, Arizona, checking in on the Cardinals as they play host to the Chicago Bears. And here's the Bears wideout. Just get his hands on the football and let him do the rest. 58 yards for the score. The Bears are moving on. They are now one win away from the Super Bowl. Got one more to show you right now. Let's go to Foxborough. It's the Patriots taking on the Houston Texans. And here is the running back. And this will turn into one of the best plays of the week. He's gone. The Patriots are moving on. They'll play again next week for the AFC title. That's a wrap. Until next time, I'm Scott Hansen. Good night from all of us at EA Sports.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Let's close out the weekend with what should be a good one on Monday Night Primetime between the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello to everyone watching. Joined by Brock Ewart up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And in a while, we're going to find out the answer to a question that fans have been asking for nearly half a year at this point. Who is going to represent this conference in the Super Bowl?
All of these coaches and players preach all season long, never look ahead. You can't do it, right? You've got to focus so much on the present. But you know that...
Thrown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 9-yard line.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Wouldn't be a comfortable spot to punt it. Can they avoid that by converting here on 3rd? Back to the well again. Oh, man, he's in the clear. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the 2nd one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
Ready.
On 1st down, they'll run. He's going to take this down to the opposing 44. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that is good enough for Atlanta 1st down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the game they did.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Much better job keeping him contained this time. He's going to be marked down right near the line of scrimmage. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. A momentary speed bump there on what has otherwise been a great drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Cut out left. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. They get 23 on that one. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Pass is cut at the 9. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be first and goal now.
Numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
They could touchdown here, but they cannot connect. So that's going to send them back to the line for second and goal.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and lead teams to field goals, you've got a great chance.
Cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons try to lengthen the field and take a 6-0 lead. No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses an opportunity to dig those opponents an early hole that before long might become the grave their season rests in.
Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They'll be hoping for a lengthy drive here with where they're starting out. Takes the grab and bounds left side. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
One play in, and they are already close to midfield. Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Gain of 15 there. And that is good enough for Atlanta first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them first down.
To throw here on 1st down. On it, and he nearly picked it. Oh, couldn't hang on in the end. The offense got lucky on a risky throw there. It's 2nd down.
Just about every play in an NFL game usually has a protagonist and antagonist, a good and a bad. The good there, the courage of that wide receiver. The bad, just could not haul it in.
Buying some time right. Finds a man right side. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Falcon first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snaps and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home that sass.
Throwing it on 2nd down. Flushed out now to his left. He can run it. He's forced out of bounds after a nice play there. It's still Brock, not enough to avoid 3rd down.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
He brings it in. This does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Offense isn't moving here. They are going for this on 4th and 1. They're going to try to throw for it. And that's incomplete in the end zone. Could have been 6 points, but as that one falls, Brock, instead just a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10. Buying some time left. That one's caught along the left sideline. He is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Do you feel sometimes, Kate, up here in the booth when we get to see things develop? We're playing the same guessing game the defenses are on those kind of plays. Is he planning on keeping it or just waiting for a throw to develop and get open? That time, Kitty did a terrific job of finding that out.
They're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Working inside the red zone.
Defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Ben Johnson doing the last bit of coaching here as the Bears return to the field. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in this.
On the ready.
Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
Brings up 2nd down.
Blood in the water defensively after that sack. This offense facing 2nd and 23. Looking to throw. He's going deep. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Poppy, why you trying to jump up there? You got a bed over there. Go jump in your chair. Go get in your chair. Come on. No, go get in your chair. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go on. Big head ass. Go lay down, Petey. What's the matter?
Hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Here's the final play of our 1st half. The final throw before the break. Escapes the pocket. And this one doesn't go far. So we have a one-score game here at the break. Now it's time for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. 2 more quarters to play here, and the Super Bowl matchup will be set. Let's take a look at what happened earlier this afternoon. Our trip around the NFL starts now. We begin in Foxborough, the Patriots at home to take on the Denver Broncos. And this is the home team running back. He covers a lot of ground here. 23 yards, touchdown. The Patriots get it done. Congratulations to them. The #1 seed in the regular season, they roll on to the AFC title. Meanwhile, in our game, just 1 touchdown on the board. 7-0 is the score. As we send you back out to the broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Blown back, gets the handoff. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. That one goes for 31 yards. And that is good enough for an Atlanta first down. They give it to him again. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
When one defender fails, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Connects on the crosser. It's inside the 10. He's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons grow the lead coming out of halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Back to pass on first and 10. Rolling left, finds some time. Finds him on the crossing route. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Falcon first down. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Working on first down.
Ready.
Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
That's good.
Back to the air they go on second down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they're on him quickly there after that catch. So the game's going to be to the 34-yard line. Just a quarter left before one of these teams punches its ticket to the Super Bowl. The Falcons have the ball and the lead. Only one quarter from advancing in the postseason. So they'll head up here first and 10 from the 34.
Here we go.
Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. But you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. Another carry for it. He dodged the tackle. And he's going to be down within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Danger, kid. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10. Quick toss, headed left. A big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
And the second down run produces 7 before they bring him down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and
6. Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6. He's back to throw. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to have enough for the first down, not by much, but he's got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a first and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
Ready?
They'll work against the blitz. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And it's step one towards the goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. Second and goal coming up.
At the 9-yard line.
Let's go.
They're going to try and throw it here. Brings it in. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. The Bears decide to call their first time out. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Looking to throw. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Big moment for Harrison Mevis here. It's a chip shot, this one straight ahead. Mevis able to knock it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades.
right, this is going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Here's the one back on the handoff. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Falcons holding a 10-point lead.
Ready?
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Ready?
He's now to the running back. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning. We've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
Okay, ready?
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. They're going to pass it here. This one's caught. He's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. As they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
They'll run here on 1st down. This drive's going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, you really create some indecision now defensively.
Here we go. Set. Let's go.
They'll run now on 2nd down. Escapes the defender. And this is going to get them all the way to the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. To the line and set. Here we go, 1st down.
Here we go.
Hand off to the back. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal. So the Falcons defend their building and take the win at home. They are your NFC champions, Brock. What a mix of emotions out there right now, right? Happiness to have made it, but also remembering this isn't the ultimate prize. There's a far more important game still to come.
Yeah, and I think maybe they think about that tomorrow. Kind of like these baseball teams do such a great job, Kate, of celebrating every series win.
Yeah.
You're going to celebrate this, and these guys are going to enjoy the heck out of it with their families and friends, and then they'll wake up tomorrow, and they'll remember there's still a lot of work ahead for the biggest trophy of all.
Playing with you, Bobby.
You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads roll. Just like the fight.
The top prize in the NFL is the Lombardi Trophy, but some individual hardware is pretty nice to end a season with too. Today, one of their players has a reason to celebrate.
Blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view. I know you're waiting in the distance, just like you always do, just like you always do. Already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine. Two, three, four. Heartbroken Houston, Texas, couldn't get off the sofa. The thing about depression, you think your life is over. When I was all alone, you came and changed how I feel. Only you understand me, you fill me up completely. And when I'm self
welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
After 272 regular season games, 12 playoff games, one last one on the NFL calendar happens tonight as EA Sports welcomes you to the Super Bowl. Tonight, we're set for what should be a great matchup. It's the AFC champion New England Patriots.
Cut! Ready?
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he's going to be stopped at the line. No gain. Great way for the defense to open up here at home.
This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense, and boy, did they ever. Set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they will finally run him down up near midfield. A gain there of 20. First down, Atlanta.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up the big game.
And this tackle there, he pushes forward. It'll give him 4 yards.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
A big play here in the big game. 38 yards.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up first and goal.
A run on first and goal. To the 5-yard line. Here now, second down and goal. They'll go with him again. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
Give credit to this defense, Mike. Their back's against the wall. They're standing tall so far. Nothing on those first 2 runs. We'll see what the offense has in store now as they bring up third down.
Backfield empty. 5 receivers in the formation for third down. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown Atlanta.
Well, after 2 weeks of anticipation, 2 weeks of scrutiny, I'm not sure if you could start a Super Bowl game any better than we just saw here, Mike. I mean, to take that ball down methodically, play after play, and end up with a touchdown, it just allows you to settle into the game, settle your...
Back to throw here to begin the drop. He runs with it. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
And the Falcon first down.
Here's a toss as they look to run. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
And he's going to be out of bounds at the 41. His first catch of this Super Bowl. And good for the first down. They'll look to throw. Going over the middle, this one is complete. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Falcons. That is second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get about 6 out of that one before being forced out of bounds. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll stick with him again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. Without question. Something you never want to see. Especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. His first catch of this Super Bowl. And good for the first down.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points. But either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. It opens downfield on the crossing route. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A big play here in the big game. And even 30 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day. He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often, and when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up 1st and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis in every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
To the end zone, it's intercepted. They're going to take over at their own 8-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Patriots offense going to get it one final time in this 1st half. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's able to keep his eyes downfield for the completion. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Big play after big play to start this drive. 34 for that one. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
3rd and a long way to go. Back to throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's into the end zone yet again. Touchdown, Atlanta. With that, he ties the Super Bowl record, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man, they're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy has had...
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A big play here in the big game. 31 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. That one good for 26 yards.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
Now a timeout, Atlanta. That's their 1st, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. They'll look to throw again. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way. with this group.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Escaping the danger, throwing, and completing. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a first down. He'll take a shot here. Back back of the end zone. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Robbie Hickman.
It's not often like that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
There you see Mike Vrabel, his Patriots set for their next drive. Ready to the air now on 1st and 10. And he can't get away. Down he goes back to 16. Shamar Turner in there to drop him. Loss of 5 to start the drive.
Here we go. Start.
He's got it at the 3. They'll be marked down very close to the first down. They got 14 of the 15 that they needed. It's going to set up a manageable 3rd and short.
Here we go. Ready?
They'll throw out of the gun. Under pressure. Now he's going to go down. Back at the 8-yard line. The Falcons sending out the field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Falcons will add to their lead here in the 4th. It's a 3-tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll be taken down. We'll see if they want to use that final timeout or not. Things are pretty much spoken for.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 37-yard line.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Going back in the backfield. We'll get the carry here. And I don't think he got there. Wrapped up the line of scrimmage. And now you're looking at 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll drop to throw. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it. That's a dozen. Catch number 12. And a 1st down. And the Falcons have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. Wow, you talk about a compelling Super Bowl. That's as good as we could ask for, Greg. A struggle tight till the end, but ultimately, one team had a little bit more, and they are now the champions.
And as in the case in so many Super Bowls, Mike, your entire franchise, and for a lot of these players, their legacies are altered by a play here, a play there. This could have been a totally different outcome, but let's give credit to the champs. They made the plays when they needed, and that's NFL ball, and I'll tell you what, they're going to enjoy this celebration.
Commissioner Roger Goodell sets to hand the Lombardi Trophy to the Atlanta Falcons. On top of the world, they are your Super Bowl champions. So that'll do it for another spectacular season of the NFL on EA Sports. My partner, Greg Ogle, and our entire crew, I'm Mike Teresa. We'll do it again come the fall. Till then, so long from the Super Bowl.
twisting my words and bringing it to past. Baby, you know that you're better than that. I don't got time to deal with the drama. I want the Chanel and I got your back. I promised that I wouldn't never got involved if I knew I would get so attached.